Let's start this morning on the border and the legal battle over those buoys. Governor Abbott ordered 1,000 feet of big buoys on the Rio Grande to prevent asylum seekers from crossing through the river. But the federal government says those buoys are illegal. The Army Corps of Engineers controls the waterway, not the state of Texas, according to the DOJ. And the feds are asking a judge to remove those buoys. This is all happening in State Rep Eddie Morales' district. He is a Democrat who represents Eagle Pass. Representative Morales, welcome to the program here. You were the only Democrat to co-author Operation Lone Star in the beginning there. What's your reaction to the buoys?
Jason, last session, as the only Democratic joint author of Operation Lone Star bill, we signed on to it because I have a largest district in Texas. It's House District 74. It spans over 750 miles of a shared border with Mexico. And when I was visiting with my constituents, as well as the elected officials, this was the issue that they needed. They needed funding, they needed resources, they needed equipment to be able to address the migrant surge that was taking place. So I was very positive about making sure that these funds were available under Operation Lone Star. However, we did not sign up to what is now taking place. And I think that now there is overreach on the part of the governor's office. And it's sad to say this because even as a Democrat, I'm a moderate to conservative Democrat. And, I've been able to work with the governor's office and with DPS. I support law enforcement. They've supported and endorsed our campaigns in the past. And, we work well with them. As city attorney and city prosecutor, I think that, we are strong on law enforcement, but we didn't sign up for the inhumane treatment that we're seeing that's coming out of the DPS emails, as well as the conversations that I'm having with, for example, Mr. Urbina, who owns the pecan orchard right by the riverbanks. He was negotiating an agreement with DPS, and overnight, DPS just took over his property without a lease agreement, without the owner's permission to enter the property. And more importantly, they did it when Operation Lone Star, we specifically, Representative Tracy King and I specifically passed an amendment on Operation Lone Star that provided that the governor's office could not use Operation Lone Star funds to either condemn or take private property away. And it was supported and it passed. And so the actions that are taking place are not in line with Operation Lone Star in its bill.
Have you spoken to the governor or the governor's office about this?
I have sent repeated letters to the governor's office. I have not spoken directly to the governor, but I have to some of his, leadership.
What's the response?
They're saying they're going to take a look at it.
You think Texas can lead on immigration? Immigration, of course, is a federal issue. What can Texas do in that sector?
Well, and I know I'm very cognizant as an attorney for the last 23 years. I'm cognizant of that issue, but I think that there is precedence. Governor Schwarzenegger, when he was trying to increase the EPA standards in California, the federal government told him that is within the full purview of the federal government. You can't be more restrictive as the state of California than we are. He challenged them and he actually won. So I think there's precedence there. I think under our invasion clause, also the Texas Constitution, we can rely on that. And lastly, the fact that, again, Congress has failed us over the last 30 years to pass this. So we've had to take it on our own. And more than anything, I think the push is there when people especially find out that there's all these things that are taking place to migrants unnecessarily, the kidnappings, the sexual assaults, and children being sold in the black market. Also, I think all those issues, if you're able to take that away, this billion-dollar industry that the cartels and the human smugglers have, and take it away from them, and the state of Texas actually assume that process, I think we'd be better off. Everyone would, and we'd have a solution to this issue.
Representative Morales, we appreciate the time.
Thank you, Jason.